the front page of the Daily News Hub. The Daily News Hub now, furore over VP Shetima's 21 billion naira new official mansion. As Serap, other Nigerians raise eyebrows, declare project wasteful, misplaced priority. Governor Obaseki, Benin monarch, set to clash over group's ban. And another story, Obasanjo Buhari, others loans details, Serap drags Tinubu to court. Some stories you find on the front page of the Daily News Hub. And to the Nigerian News Direct. Lagos Abeokuta Expressway repairs stall months after Federal Executive Council approval. Angry commuters, motorists, others demand immediate action as road conditions worsen. Now, troops secure major victories in counter-terrorism operations across Kaduna, Zamfara, others. Defense headquarters is saying Serap sues federal government over failure to account for loans obtained by ex-president. And those are some of the stories you find on the front page of the Nigerian News Direct. Ibrahim.
All right, the first with me here is the Nation newspaper, I guess. This is the Nation newspaper. We've got several papers this morning. Right. I think I have to go to the New Telegraph. The New Telegraph has it first with me here. Infrastructure neglect, poor investment, others liable for power crisis, experts. Infrastructure neglect, poor investment, others liable for power crisis. And the article to Shetima, Tinubu benefited from my goodwill. You find that on the front page of the New Telegraph newspaper. IATA, Nigerian carriers can't compete with poor infrastructure, high operational costs. NDLEA intercepts codeine shipment from India, US, UK-bound opioid in ladies' hair. Also on the front page of the New Telegraph newspaper, federal government to launch 12 boats, water ambulances to curb accidents. Serap sues Tinubu for failure to account for ex-president loans. Masop gives conditions for oil production resumption in Ogoniland. Minimum wage, governors, senators, reps should also earn 62,000. That's according to Mbaka Ajadi. And then Kaduna bandits abduct Reverend Father as soldiers kill 5 insurgents. You see that on the front page of the New Telegraph newspaper. Daily Times is next. No cause for alarm over Nigeria's debt profile. Experts say nothing wrong with obtaining loans if used judiciously for developmental projects. Tinubu actually benefited from Atiku's goodwill, that's according to Aid, says Shetima goofed. Cost of governance, Aisha Yusufu wants Senate scrapped. You see that on page 6. And the returned artifacts will boost Edo's tourism potential. That's the Governor Obaseki. And Kano Anti-Graft Commission probes alleged empowerment scheme fraud. That's the Daily Times newspaper. Next is the Guardian newspaper. Rising cost of borrowing, economy in throes of credit squeeze, sheds 7.1 trillion naira in 3 months. You see that on page 6. And then Lagos local government, Lagos AG, Attorney General, asks courts to discontinue 1.35 billion naira EFCC's case. Customs generates 1.09 billion naira in 90 days from vehicle registration regularization. Northern elders fault lawmakers, offer solution to open grazing. ILO conference may stall minimum wage talks as leaders jet out of country. Exports, naira depreciation push Nigeria's trade surplus to 6.5 trillion naira. Kano declares emergency on education, says 4.7 million pupils sit on bare floor. Coalition tells Obi to accept 2023 election outcome. Next is the Daily Independent. Despite CBN assurances, 3 banks show signs of distress. Analyst, APC wins all seats in Yobe Council poll. You see that on page 7. Refrain from issues you know nothing about, article tells Shetima. Naira devaluation impacting positively on exports. This is according to Customs. And Serap sues federal government over failure to account for loans by ex-presidents. Oando contributes $550 million out of $925 million for NNPCL's Project Gazelle. And UN Group urges governments to take lead in education development. Lords Enugu Smart Schools, 33% funding for education. And troops eliminate 11 terrorists in Abia, Zamfara, others. That's what you find on Daily Independent. Punch newspaper is next. Fuel. Foods lead as imports hit 12 trillion naira. Manufacturers import 1.5 trillion naira. Raw materials, food imports, gulps 921 billion naira. Nigeria gets 19 trillion naira forex from crude oil, solid minerals, others. And on the ear of the newspaper, reps to meet governors as Borno opposes state police. Above the masthead, we have states work on total electricity subsidy removal, new tariff. Marketers register with Dangote refineries ahead of loading. Minimum wage talks end today. Labour awaits Tinubu's nod. And then EU raises Schengen visa for a fee to 90 euros. Vandalism. Federal government tightens security on Third Mainland Bridge. And local refining may crash petrol price to 300 naira per litre. That's based on the modular refinery. Next is the business day. Stocks defy rate hike to gain 15.25 trillion naira in 5 months. Geregu Power, Dangote Cement, BUA Drive Rally, April, May perform show market losing steam. And then Oando joins NNPC Afrexim Bank crude oil deal with $550 million. From access to sterling, C banks now new lending rates after CBN hike. And then Nigeria seals $1 billion deal on 5 power plants. Lastly, L'Oreal Paris signs Temi Otedola as Sub-Saharan Africa brand ambassador. You see that on the front page of Business Day. And then the national economy is next. Nigeria staple food prices surged by 141% in 1 year. Purchasing power of Naira dwindling, 5.9 million Nigerian children in severe crisis. And on the bottom strip, Deep Blue project as catalyst to Nigeria's maritime development. And then above the masthead, we have Nigeria, U.S. lawmakers demand Biden secures release of Binance executive. And then the Punch Sporting Live is next. We have the Punch Sporting Live. Eagles, beware of these Nigerians. Benin versus Nigeria. Venue, Felix. You see that in Ivory Coast, the time is there, 5 p.m. And also, Shaw blames United medical staff for injury woes. Arsenal plots Diaz move. Chelsea suffer Alvarez transfer blow. Hearn confidence Joshua. The boys will fight for IBF title. Olympics qualification thrills additional. And Odega eyes more titles with CSKA. And then can Eagles peck squirrels in Abidjan? Mbappe suffers back injury ahead, Euros. These are all interesting stories that you find on the front pages of the newspapers up for review this morning.